I would like to introduce Gregor Reichenberg to the audience. Gregor is an architect from Maribor. He completed his primary and secondary education in his hometown. He continues his education in 1993 at the Technical University of Graz in Austria, majoring architecture, where he graduated in 2000. Immediately after graduating, he first worked in the Konrad Frey Architectural Studio in Graz, and from 2001 to 2004, he worked in the architectural studio of the famous architect Boris Podrecca in Vienna. In 2004, he joined the company Reichenberg Arhitektura from Maribor, which was founded back in 1990 by his father Bogdan Reichenberg. Studio Reichenberg Arhitektura was established in 1990 in Maribor, Slovenia, at that time Yugoslavia. The studio operates mainly at the level of low-budget social housing, as well as recreational, industrial, private, and public architecture. Atelier is working mainly in the field of low-budget social. Again, the same sentence. Sorry. Please, I would like to welcome our speaker, Gregor Reichenberg, and the word is yours.
I'm really glad to be here, to have this opportunity to show a little bit of our thinking, of the background of the architectural thoughts. Everyone, I think, and each of us is having the same difficulties about making decisions, about, making the step forward in progressing in the terms of decisions of architecture, because we are changing changing spaces, changing the vernacular space, actually. So our big dilemma is if we are doing the stuff right, if we are not making the faux step, faux pas, how it says in French. Like in history, there was this, I always showing this in my presentations, this Doramat, this radioactive toothpaste, which was a big success, a big seller, once they have find out the gamma and X-rays. So that was, if we look back now, that was absolutely a faux pas, a faux step. Next thing is, what we really need to consider is our gesture shouldn't be fashionable, because fashion is something that stays behind. Or if we look at this left picture here, the fokuhila, or as we say in Slovenia, the Bundesliga haircut, it looks kind of strange, or I could also use other terms, but this data is from Wikipedia, which means it was actually a haircut, fokuhila, and it looks strange if we look behind now. And now we're in the area of the lumbersexual style. I wonder how we will look at this style in next 20 years or something. So these are these things that we are really need to consider when we are making a decision about influencing our surroundings with our thoughts, with our creations. I would like to show you now some projects that we did over the last years regarding to this paradigm, of course. First was the project of one footbridge, one small footbridge called STUDENCI in Maribor. Maribor has several bridges, and every bridge has a different typology. We tried to combine this existing topology, let's say, of these existing bridges and make a new typology, which combines each and every aspect of these existing bridges in our city. And we came with this solution. it was basically one old bridge was standing there, so we had to use these existing pillars, and we leaned on with a dual construction. Once was the horizontal triangular space frame, on which we leaned on the actual pathway. So it was quite really cheap and really clever solution, and it was widely approved by the inhabitants of Maribor. The next projects, and we had actually a really large international success with this bridge that I showed you. And then we came to a competition to design another footbridge in Maribor. And we had a problem because we had already said, as we thought, everything about the bridges in Maribor. So the new one should be the opportunity to build a contrast to all of them. It was based on the historical location of the one and only bridge that connected Maribor with the right bank of the Drava River, and it was a tube actually, which was kind of with holes inside, in order to reduce the weight, and it could be carried, or it could be without pillars actually, with just one arch actually. Next is one small house, which was an annex or a addition to existing 70s, 60s, 70s classical, typical housing in Slovenia, which is the house on the left side. And the owner wanted to build an addition to this house. In the existing house had to stay his mother, and he and his family would like to move to the left wing, to the annex, to the addition to this house. So we were thinking about how to combine this old traditional Slovenian architecture, which we kind of look down to, or we don't like it, with the new gestures, with the new ideas. So we came to this solution that we built an extra spline or extra strength to the new annex. Plus, we did want to kind of have also the context of the existing house involved in this new addition. Next project is 3 skyscrapers which we built in Maribor, who are located at the actual border where the city ends and the nature, or let's say forest, begins. And we were thinking about this, the energy of the plot, which has this really strong feeling of this border, urban and nature. And so we came across this idea that it is about the 2 faces of one same person. In this case, of course, a building. So there are 3 skyscrapers, and the 3 facades who are looking to the nature are actually wild, and I say always like unshaved, and they're vivid and wild. And the one that is looking to the urban area, to the city of Maribor, is more organized, is more urban. And we have also achieved in this a vertical pathway, a stairway, which opens to these 2 directions, and we have this split level system, which gives the inhabitants really nice living areas. The next project is in the same area. It was a competition actually that we won. It was a residential building, and we were thinking about how to imitate tree, actually. Or, better say, what kind of a form does a treetop precisely have? Is the form of the treetop basically, are these the branches, or are they branches with leaves? Or is it the whole kind of image that the child would draw? So we're trying to play around with this idea of what is the form of a treetop and how it is to be living in a treetop, of course. So then we designed a building block which has enigmatic facade. So we are playing with these layers of facade. We have 3-4 layers, and it is really hard to say, like, as at the tree, where is this form of a house, where the house begins or where it ends. And with the landscape roofed, we were kind of imitating the forest topography from above. Next project was a complex that was also a competition that we won. Investor kind of get the approval of the municipality that he could build in the city center a huge house, which would be really strong, and it would kind of ruin the equilibrium of the immediate space. So we tried to play with the height tectonics. So we decided that the base is one thing and what comes above is another thing. So it was a division strategy which we used. So we came to this solution that the street facade remains quiet and down, and what is up is more vivid, and it kind of corresponds and reacts to its surroundings, what you as a pedestrian see. So in the night, you would kind of react to the stars or to the night sky, and in the daytime, the structure above would mirror the clouds or imitate the sky. Next project was art gallery, a huge project in Maribor. And we were wondering, what does art mean to people in Maribor? And as we did this questionnaire among the population, they would say us that they know only one memorial, which is the World War II memorial, and this memorial is located in the city center, and it has a nickname. It's called Kojak. The people of Maribor, they call it Kojak because of this TV series with Telly Savalas with a shaved head. So we wanted to do a building who people of Maribor would kind of combine to art, and we wanted to make the building that kind of evokes searching for the inner, for the hidden truth, for the reality which is in us or within us. So we came to this solution that we designed the enigmatic structure with these canyons that are reacting in urbanistic way to surroundings, and they're pulling the exterior or the action outside to the inside of the house. And the last project that I would like to show you is the complex called KOPER. It was a hard thing to build. It was a house basically based or started to be built in the 15th century. And of course, it was really protected under the heritage situation there. And we found, and it is located in the main square in the city of Maribor. So you can see it is always really present there, and really important because it forms a western facade of the main square in the city. So as we have found, this structure was really, really inhabited by the poor people, they were living there, and it was really, how to say, nasty thing to go in. So then we dig in and try to make something new. But it was really, really difficult because it was really protected. Every stone and each stone and windows and of course the form of the house was 100% protected. But the investor actually bought first the base floor and the ground floor and the first floor, and the attic was huge, enormous, and we saw actually huge potential in this attic. It is so huge that we could put 3 stories within. And then we started to think, how could we open this huge roof, which is not allowed, because the heritage protection, they didn't allow us to change the roof at all. So we wanted to put the new content in this old form. And we kind of came up with a solution. We did this remarkable thing with one German company who is producing glass details and glass facades. And we made these lamelles, which could be opened or closed. And we made 2 different types of letting the light come inside the house. One is the classical roof window, which is based in the second layer inside of the house, or a loggia, classical loggia, where you can go out and smoke a cigarette or whatever, and you're basically outside. And that was approved by the municipality. And here we can see that the roof is still red, and the guys from the heritage protection, they're really satisfied with this solution because we have kind of stayed within the shape of a house. We have even upgraded it, and still it remains a historical house. And inside we did what was allowed for us to do, which wasn't a lot. In the floors, first floor and one below, and in the attics we could do a bit more. So you can see here a loggia situation with the glass, which is really nice because it's quite modern approach, what you wouldn't expect when you enter this historical house. So these are the challenges that we architects have, and basically, as all of us, I think the idea is not to change the tectonics or not to change the trajectories of the space, but following them. Thank you a lot.